Resident Evil 7. Well, this is the ending. This is the end. My only friend. So, we're stuck here on this ship with Mia. Now, this ship, something terribly bad happened on the ship, and you're going to find out what that terrible thing was and who that girl is that you saw earlier on my previous video. This is, again, the beauty about this game. Not only do you get to learn what happened on the ship and who that girl is on the ship, but if you choose to save Zoe, you also learn more details and more secrets, like whatever this thing is. And of course, I'll give you some spoilers. Umbrella Corporation has plenty to do with this. But anyway, let's continue. So now you understand why they call it biohazard, because that's what happened on that ship, on that tanker. We are on the tanker, the biohazard, you know. And the biohazard is whatever this, you know, thing is that Umbrella has created. And why was it on that ship to begin with? Was it put there purposely? Right? Oh, we got a handgun. How cool is that? As I said previously, this is one of my favorite games. Out of all the Resident Evils, look, I love 5 and 6, and I love 4 and the original and Resident Evil 0. I just couldn't get into Resident Evil 2 and 3, as I said previously. But Resident Evil 7, it's a classic. And it's an old game now. It's been around since 2017. How many years is that? 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 9 years, bro. It's been 9 years. It's a long time. And it's still, after 9 years, man, it's still great. And it's a beautiful game. It really is. And I can't wait for you guys to play it on Nintendo Switch too, if you never played it. Uh-oh. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? There's the elevator. 3rd floor. Yeah, looks like we're not using the elevator, huh? Am I going to replay this on Nintendo Switch too? Of course. Whenever I get a chance to buy it on Nintendo Switch too, it'll be a while. Because right now, I'm really struggling financially. You know what I mean? I have to pay my bills, but I really can't afford, you know, to be buying video games. But whenever I get a chance to purchase Nintendo Switch 2 version, I will certainly play it. Yes, sir. This is PS5 version. PS5 version really looks amazing. It uses ray tracing, and the ray tracing looks amazing on a PS5 version. What is this? Amazon River Cruise Guide. Beauty in the Black Lagoon. Is that what it says? Amazon River Cruise Guide. Beauty in the Amazon River Cruise Guide. Beauty in the Black Lagoon, yeah. Yeah, but what's it about? It's about the cruise and Amazon. It's not much of a cruise when you're in the Amazon River, dude. You got piranhas, you got alligators, you got crocodiles, you got pythons, you got jaguars. No, thank you. You can forget me with the Amazon. I like to go to a more exotic place, where the things will not eat me. Yeah. Oh, come on, dude. Back off. Oh, shit. Here we go. Thank God. We're on the first floor. Got to go up to the second, third, and fourth floor. That's where that girl went out, remember? Am I a Resident Evil fan? Yes, of course. But I'm also a Metal Gear fan. I'm a gamer. You guys have to understand, I'm 47 years old. I'm a gamer, man. I've been a gamer my entire life. Am I just a Resident Evil fan? No, I'm a fan of Metal Gear. I'm a fan of Final Fantasy. But yeah, I'm a fan of Resident Evil. And I understand the Resident Evil franchise really well. For nearly, 30 years. Nearly 3 decades. When it came out, 96, 97? Although I didn't play it till 98 because I didn't have PlayStation. Although I did have Sega Saturn. So in 97 I had Sega Saturn, and then 98 I got PlayStation original. And that's where my journey became a journey with Resident Evil. Capcom certainly have created a phenomenon, with Resident Evil, and it's been around for 30 years, 3 decades, It made billions of dollars, man. It's a huge franchise. People say, why are these Resident Evil games so good? Because there's a lot of money invested. You have to understand, Capcom has a lot of money invested, man, into this franchise, and there's a lot of money in this franchise. So of course they can afford to make something as good as this. That's why everyone else who tried to copy Resident Evil, they failed because they don't have the resources like the Capcom has. Capcom's a huge company. It's been around for 40 years. So it's easy for Capcom to create such great masterpieces like Resident Evil franchise. And of course, they also have Requiem coming out, which looks amazing. And they also do movies and TV shows and animated TV shows like Dragon Dogma. They've done animated TV show on Netflix. They've done Infinite Darkness, Resident Evil, like 5 episodes or something like that. A TV show, animated TV show, which is great. Leon is in there with Claire Redfield. It's still on Netflix. So, Capcom also has not a Virtual Fighter, I'm sorry. That's Sega. They have Street Fighter. Street Fighter's been around, Street Fighter, man, is the OG of the OG Street Fighter. So between Street Fighter, Dragon's Dogma, Resident Evil, Capcom obviously it's a it's a big studio developer publisher. So Well, okay, we're on the 4th floor and it's a dead end. We can't go through. Something's blocking it, so we got to find another way. All right, looks like we'll have to find another way. And I ran out of bullets, which is not good. We're on the 3rd floor. There's the girl. She's watching. What are you watching?
Watch it.
Watch what?
Why?
You need to remember, so we can be a family.
I need to remember so we can be a family. Watch it. An old videotape. But you guys know who this is, right? I'm not going to tell you. See, I want to tell you, but you'll find out. Don't worry. I know who she is, but I just don't want to tell you. I want you to find out for yourself. I know who she is. Yeah. Top secret. Sea transport log. Top secret.
Alan, you're getting worse.
She must have infected me during the attack. And I'm too far gone anyway. But it serves me right. It's my fault she got out.
Yeah, it is your fault. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna let you die.
She didn't attack you?
It's part of her imprinting protocol. I can't believe this is happening.
Here. Take it. It has her tissue samples. You find her. You fix this.
Okay, Evie, where are you?
That was Eveline. Remember. Now you know. Mia was on this ship. And Eveline is the one that's infected. So Mia has a plenty to do with this. Okay? It's just that Ethan was blind to all of this. He was blindsided to all of this because he was trusting Mia and she was lying to him. And that's where Chris Redfield comes in. So now you know. Special Operation Division, Director Alan Droney, Caretaker Mia Winters. Recent reports suggest that if Eveline remains at her current location, she's at high risk of being stolen by opposing organizations. Your orders, therefore, are to transfer Eveline to a Central American branch for safekeeping until further notice. During transfer, be sure to adhere on the following protocols. Act as a parental guardian for Eveline at all times to avoid suspicion. Manage Eveline vitals via the genome codex provided. If the mission is compromised beyond reconciliation, dispose of Eveline. So what is Eveline? Eveline is like a weapon that who is using it? Of course, Umbrella Corporation. Who else? Who else? And why is the baby so important in the village from Mia. Why is Mia, when Mia was pregnant, and Rose, why is Rose so important? Well, do you see the connection from Eveline? That what Eveline had has been transferred to Mia. And when Mia got pregnant with Ethan, Rose was born. And Rose has exactly the same abilities as Eveline. And Chris knew about this. See, this is the part about the Chris that I'm like, well, he already knew about this. And this is why he didn't want to intervene. Because he wanted to see how the whole thing plays out. But he did intervene in the village. Now you understand what happened in the village, in the beginning of the village. You know. But anyway, if you play the village, then you know. You know, I don't want to maybe spoil too much of the village because maybe you didn't play the village. But I think you will understand why Chris Redfield is the way he is. Because he already knows who's behind all of this. And that's why he didn't intervene. He was just waiting for the whole thing to play out. He did intervene, of course, in the village. And, of course, at the end of the village. But I feel sorry for Ethan, honestly. All of this really sucks for Ethan. If there's one person that... And I even think Chris felt sorry for Ethan. Honestly, I think you can tell. Like if you play the village, you can tell that even Ethan. I mean that Chris Redfield felt sorry for Ethan because, like, my God, man, not only was this guy being lied to by his own wife, but she never told him who the Rose is and what her capabilities are and what kind of powers this baby has. So he was totally left in the dark. You know, that's the sad part about Ethan. He was totally left in the dark. And I think that's what Zoe wanted to tell him. But if you help Zoe, then Zoe tells you everything. Now, whether you want to believe it or not, that's a whole different story. Does Ethan loves Mia? Of course he does. But at the same time, Mia has very dark past. And that's what you're finding out. And this is why, to me, Resident Evil 7 is the best Resident Evil. And Resident Evil 8, The Village, is the best sequel. You know. But this is, to me, the best Resident Evil out of the series, in my honest opinion. Honestly, it doesn't. I don't think it gets any better than this, if you want my honest opinion. Machine gun. Okay, we got a machine gun. I already have that. Nice. Ready to rock and roll. And this is that tanker where Mia was on and of course
She's close.
where they kept Eveline. And I wanted to tell you about the Eveline, but I was waiting for this video to tell you about the Eveline, who Eveline is. Let's use the elevator. I guess I have to use the stairs. Take that. So Eveline's refreshing her memory so she knows what she did. And why is Eveline doing all of this? Because she doesn't want to die. No living being wants to die. No living being wants to die. Every living being wants to live. Okay? Doesn't matter if they are some sort of a supernatural or mutant or some sort of like a higher power, entity or whatever. Everything wants to live. Nothing wants to die. And neither does Eveline. But who created Eveline? Well, do I need to spell it out for you? Umbrella Corporation. That's why I said Chris Redfield knew about this. And when you play The Village, when you finish Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and when you finish all the DLCs that comes in with the Gold Edition, all the season passes, all the Zoe's missions on the DLC, then you'll have pretty good idea why Chris Redfield did what he did in the beginning of the Village, and also why he did what he did at the end of the Village. He felt sorry for Ethan, but he also made a promise to Ethan that he will look after Rose. Because he knows how fucked up this whole thing is. And he felt bad, he felt sorry for what happened to Ethan, And that's why I can't wait to play Resident Evil 10. Again, I appreciate Requiem, Resident Evil 9 Requiem, but I'm more excited for the Resident Evil 10. And you will also be more excited for Resident Evil 10 once you understand the story. The story between Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, and Resident Evil 8, The Village.
She's vomiting. Damn, I'll have to reset.
How's it going?
She's vomiting. Far more in excess of her body mass.
Oh, great. We're gonna be seeing a lot more of her ugly friends if this keeps up. All right, we need to find her, and fast. This is getting out of hand.
Agreed.
All right, let's find her. No, it's this way. Like I said, I feel sorry for Ethan as well, but you can tell with Chris Redfield at the end of the Village, he really felt sorry for Ethan. Like, man, this guy really got a shitty raw end of the stick, and if there's the one thing I will do, I will protect his daughter. I will raise his daughter. And he made that promise to Ethan, and that's why I want to see Resident Evil 10 so badly. I think yes, 9 will be great. Some closure to Leon Kennedy and this new character Grace Ashcroft. That's fine and dandy, but I think the best will be 10. Resident Evil 10, which most likely will be coming out, I'm guessing like 2028, around there somewhere. I'm thinking maybe 2028, or let's say the latest maybe 2029. My God, do we have to wait that long? I don't think it'll be 2029. I think we'll probably see it 2028. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they make an announcement, Resident Evil 10 coming out 2028. But hey, I don't know, maybe 2029. It would be nice if it's 2028, but it's possible it might be pushed back to 2029. So we gotta wait. So I'll be like 50 years old, bro. 2029, I'll be 50 years old. I'll be 50 years old, man. Can you believe that? Let's climb up. Come on, Mia. And why did she lie to Ethan? Because, I mean, how do you think he would react if she told him the truth? So you have to put yourself in her position. Second floor. Oh, there she is. See her. Oh, come on, Evelyn. Emergency exit. This way. Emergency exit. Oh, it's locked. We're on the second floor. Call the elevator. I guess you're riding with me, huh? Not responding. Not responding. Oh well. I guess we're climbing, huh? What I like about Resident Evil franchise, everything makes sense. Nothing is just random. Is that ammo? Machine gun ammo? Take that. Alright, stand still. Now we're gonna need to plug something in here. We don't have anything right now. Take that. I think he's coming down. One of the cool things about Nintendo Switch 2 version is you will be able to use Joy-Cons, man. Playing this with a Joy-Cons, with a gyroscope, it's going to be really good. Emergency exit.
Alan, I think she's on the other side of this door, but I don't have a key.
Try to melt down the lock. You're on the bottom level, right? Check our luggage.
Luggage? Okay. Okay, I guess this will help. I guess the door is open.
Are you mad at me, Mommy?
No, Evie, I'm not mad. Wait, what did you call me?
I don't want to live at the lab anymore. I want a house, and I want you to be my mommy.
Okay, Evie. I'll be your mommy. Just come back with me. Right now. Okay? Where are you, Evie?
She was taking care of her. But as an experiment, you know. And now she's angry that, you know, she's not her mommy. She was just, you know, using her like a guinea pig, like a lab rat. And plus she lied to Ethan, you know. And imagine how Ethan would feel if he had known like what Mia was up to and what Mia was doing. And when you play as Zoe, then you find out, well, how did Eveline end up in that house where Jack is, where Jack family is, right? Yes, there's spoilers in this video, but the reason I'm doing all of this because I want to show you just how amazing Resident Evil 7 is, and I don't understand why you guys always talking about Resident Evil 2. Yes, Resident Evil 2, it's okay. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's nothing to write home about. this to me, it's a classic. This to me, it's really like one of the best in the series. And Village is the best sequel to this one, but this is a masterpiece in my opinion. There she is. Evie. Evie. Evie.
Evie, wait!
Did you find her?
Yes, but she ran off. She's making more friends, Alan. Those things are everywhere.
I told you so.
Are you okay?
You just worry about getting Evelyn back.
She's manifesting those monsters. She's manifesting everything. Think about that power. You can manifest whatever you want to manifest. Think about that. I know what to do here. Take that. That. Take that. Evelyn. No, 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 no. And down we go again. Now we're going to a third floor.
Emergency safety lockdown system has been engaged.
Alan? Alan, where the hell are you?
This where the whole thing, you know, went to shit. Shit hits the fan. Evelyn made sure that this ship, nobody survives this ship except one person. Her mommy, Mia. Oh, crap. We have no choice. We have to go through here. Third floor. And it's locked. Wait a minute. There he is. Alan. No, he's not gonna make.
How did you get here?
Where's Evie?
She's out of control. Without the treatments, she's deteriorating.
Well, it's a good thing we're already dying.
Don't say that.
She trusts you. That little bitch, she never trusts. Okay, wait. Evie, no, Evie.
Alan,
I didn't mean
listen.
to call you that.
She's
Evie, I
trying
didn't
to
mean-
take
I didn't mean-
control. You have to fight her. Evelyn, stop! Stop right now!
Don't touch me, don't!
Now you know what happened to Mia. And this is where she sends the message to Ethan.
Ethan. You were right. I did lie to you. I shouldn't have. All I can say is that if you get this, stay away. Forget that you ever knew me. Have a good life.
So now you understand.
We'll be together forever. Now do you remember?
Yes, Evelyn. I remember.
Can we be a family like before?
No, Evie. We can't be a family. We were never a family. We will never be a family.
Then I don't need you anymore.
There you go. Now you understand. But Ethan did not understand what she meant by stay away. But he, find out when it was too late. He got, he got there and then he find out what's really going on. This Evelyn is the reason why this whole thing has happened. But who created Evelyn? Who knew about the Evelyn? Chris Redfield, of course. Chris Redfield knew about it, So this is what makes Resident Evil 7 so amazing, and what makes The Village the best sequel. But I still would say this is the best in the series, And again, I like Resident Evil 4. I like, all these other Resident Evil games. Sure, Resident Evil 2 is okay. Resident Evil 3 is okay. But 7 was really like... This is like what we want to see out of Resident Evil. And that's why I said, I'm not like too thrilled about going back to Raccoon City with, Leon and this new girl, what's her name? Ashcroft, Grace Ashcroft. Look, I'll play any Resident Evil game. Doesn't matter. I played all of them. Revelations 1, Revelations 2, Code Veronica, you name it. But there's always going to be a favorite out of all the series. I will always have to pick up my personal favorite. And if I have to pick up my personal favorite, this is it. Well, look at the Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition Biohazard wallpaper. What do you see? When you like, okay, look at the Biohazard Gold Edition. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard Gold Edition. Who do you see on that picture? Who do you see on that wallpaper? You see, I talk about the forest for the trees. Like, if you want to keep a secret, you keep a secret right in front of your face without you even knowing it. Evelyn, it's on that cover. That wallpaper, the cover, the cover poster of Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. So when you go buy the Gold Edition, whether it's PC, PlayStation 5, or Nintendo Switch 2, what do you see on that cover of the poster? You see Evelyn. And that's what Resident Evil 7 it's all about. And then, of course, The Village. We already talked about The Village, but, I want you guys to play The Village and you'll find out, what happens at the end, what happens in the beginning of the Village, and why Chris did what he did, and then what happened at the end, and why Chris did what he did at the end. So technically Rose has same abilities as Eveline. So I'm just going to spoil it. But now it's in the care of Chris Redfield. So this is why I'm super thrilled to play Resident Evil 10 whenever it comes out. Like I said, I don't mind the Requiem. Sure, I'll play it. But Resident Evil 10 is what I believe is truly going to be the best Resident Evil coming up. Whenever that is, hopefully 2028. You know, I hope it's 2028. If not 2028, then most likely 2029. But anyway, thank you for watching. I really hope that you guys appreciate these Resident Evil videos. You know, you can learn something. Maybe you learn something about Resident Evil that you didn't know before. Maybe you'll connect the dots and you'll say, wow, this franchise is really awesome. Once you understand the franchise, then you are like, man, this is an amazing franchise, and I can't wait to play the next installment of Resident Evil, you know. So anyway, there you have it. Thank you for watching. If you like what I do, subscribe, share, like, leave a comment, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Now that you know what I think, now that you know what's my favorite Resident Evil, which I clearly have established that Resident Evil 7 is my favorite. I want to hear from you. What is your favorite Resident Evil? And are you excited for Requiem? And what do you think about the Requiem? And what do you think about the 7 and all that? You know, feel free to leave a comment. Thank you for watching.